Welcome to this week's yoga class. Today we are for our beginners class. We're going to practice working with prana, what we call prana in yoga, which is our life force, our vital energy. Chinese tradition calls it qi, same thing. Two very different traditions and two very much similar philosophies here. So I love it when those two intertwine. It tells me that that's an absolute truth. So prana or qi move in the body through what the yogis call our energy system. Yogis say we've got 5 layers in our body, and these are called the koshas. They include the physical body, the emotional body, the wisdom body, the mental body, and the energy body. And our energy or our prana flows through every one of these bodies. And if one of these bodies is affected, so is another body. So really important to remember, and most of us know, there's something wrong with our emotional body. It's going to affect our physical body. So this class is designed to get all that energy moving. When that energy is sort of still or stagnant, it can cause us to feel quite stuck. And it's sort of this energy is like water. It needs to flow to keep fresh. So this class is just to keep our flow and our energy and our prana moving, our qi moving, and that can tap into our inner happiness more of the time when we've got that energy flowing. All right, so let's start. We're going to start with a favourite practice of mine. It's called self-shiatsu. So this really is designed, this practice, to get all the energy flowing in the body. And I know when I do it, some people in class are like, oh, this is just mad, but the effect you feel afterwards is quite incredible, and you can do it all sitting down. So I don't mind whether you're sitting cross-legged, you're sitting on heels, you're sitting with the legs out front. Either way is going to work for you, okay? So what we do is we start tapping the top of the head. So there's lots of acupressure points up here. So just with the fingertips, you don't need to go to the side, the back of the head, just all over the top. With a little bit of force there. So we're really tapping into pituitary, pineal gland stimulation here. And release. Next we come to the ear, so you want your index finger and your thumb, and we start at the top of the ear and we pinch either side quite firmly. Breathe in, breathe out. After you breathe out, you go down a finger width. Pinch again, breathe in quite firmly, and out. And down, keep going till you get to the bottom of the ear. And release when you're finished. Flat palms to the cheeks and quite firmly, 20 times, all over the cheeks. And release. So make your fist with it'll be your left hand, my right, thumb on the inside. Go to that fleshy part of the back of the shoulder where we gather stress, 20 times like this. And release, add the side, thumb on the inside. Release. Now come to the inside of the right arm. So thumb on the inside. We go 5 times down the inside. We're following meridian lines here. And turn the arm over. We've got a real fusion of tradition, ancient traditions happening in this class today. And to the other side. And over, 5 times down the outside. Release. Bring the legs out in front. So, make fists, and we're going 5 times down the front of the legs. Quite a bit of effort. I'm going to make a bit of noise. Now the outside. And finally, last one down the inside of the legs. come back to your comfortable sitting position, and just for a moment, just close the eyes and feel the effect of that practice on the body. You can really feel that energy literally pumping around the body. All right, so let's now, whether you sit, however you're sitting, just bring your left arm up and grab the elbow and just gently draw it back. Swap sides. And release. Come up to sit on the heels. Now if you don't like sitting on the heels, it doesn't suit you, just stand up on your knees like this is absolutely fine. So I'll turn onto my side. And just rest the hands on the knees, on the thighs. And I just want you to inhale, open the chest. And as you exhale, round the back, bring the chin to the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And coming back up. Just see if you could interlace the hands behind the back. If you can't, just reaching towards that way and just opening up the chest again. Let the shoulders drop a bit. Now let's come forward and just give yourself a hug. Wrap the hands around the body as much as you can, around the back again, and drop the head. And release. Well done. All right, so I'm just coming back to table position here. 3 cat-cow, so you know what you're doing here. Inhale, bring the chest forward, and exhale. Round the back, drop the head. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And back to center. Come up onto the knees if you're not already there. And just stepping yourself up to a standing position. Well done. Alright, just let the hands rest down beside the body. As we inhale, raise the arms up. And exhale all the way down. Or just as far as you can. Inhale, half lift, hands can be on the knees, it doesn't matter. And release back down. Bend the legs as much as you need. Step the right leg back and just drop the knee. Okay, and just see if you can find your balance and bring the arms up, palms facing each other. Try and get this left knee stacked over the ankle. Good work. Just hold that for a moment. And release. Bring the hands back. Step back. So you're in this nice long table. I'm going to lower all the way to the floor. So lower yourself down. Good work. So we're going to come into some cobra rolls. So bring the hands out to the side, fingertips on the floor, and bring the forehead down to the floor. I only want you raising up as much as it suits you. It might just be that lying straight like this is enough for your back, and that's okay. But if you feel okay, inhale, draw the chin to the chest as you raise up, just to the height that works for your body, and exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale down. Bring the hands in. We're going to push back to melting heart. So take those knees wide, big toes together. Come back and sit on the heels. Stretch the arms out in front. Connect to the breath. This is the breath in. This is the breath out. And let's make our way back to table. Tuck the toes. From table, take the hands slightly forward, about half a hand length. Make your way back to downward dog. Now, if you're okay at stepping your right foot forward, do that. but most of us are going to drop the knees. If you haven't got that flexibility through particularly the glutes to step forward like that, you can cause damage. So most of us are going to step the knees down and step forward. Good. And from here, raise the back leg and step forward. Nice bend in the legs as we inhale all the way up. And exhale back to standing position. Good work. Turn around and face me. Take a nice wide stand. All toes facing me, edges of your feet in line with the edges of the mat. Now you're going to turn so this will be your left foot. You're going to turn your left foot around. And just notice the hips turn around so that that knee is staying stacked in line with the toes. And then there's a little turn in the body here as you turn your chest to me. That knee still stacked. Bring the fingertips together and bring them out. So we come into warrior two. That back foot slightly turned in. Make sure the foot's not turned out like that. It's what you see a lot. And you see this knee dropping in a lot. So try to avoid those two things and just let the body be nice and stacked in the middle here. Shoulders over hips. Going to come into reverse. So flip that front palm and bring that back arm down. Find that length. Find that space in the side body. And let's come back to warrior two. All right, turn back around. Just come in a little, turn the toes out this time. 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and come down to a bit of a squat here. We're going to do a little Tai Chi move here. It's a bit of fun and really strengthening for the legs. Hands on the hips, and let's come down. Just to where it suits you. Try not to let those knees drop in. Try to get them tracking over the second toe. If you can't do that, I suggest you come up a bit higher and make your stand even a bit smaller. Right, so from here, I want you to make fists and bring the forearms together. Inhale up. And as we exhale, bring your left hand in front, index, finger and thumb, and draw this bow. Inhale up. Straighten the legs. This time, right hand out. Make that bow. Inhale. Left. Inhale. Right. And this time, turn back around, up to the front of the mat. Good work. Before we do our other side of our sequence, we're going to come into warrior three. So just standing here, hands in prayer position, feet hip width apart. I really want you to ground in through, particularly that right foot we're going to balance on. I want you really grounding in through the heel, the ball of the little toe and the ball of the big toe as we shift our weight to the right. Bring that left leg back. Now I don't mind if you just stay here. If you can't find your balance, you can be anywhere. Just keep the body in line, like the head, body and leg in line. So whether you're here or you come a bit further down to here, quite strong on the legs. So just wherever it suits you, and just hold. Make sure you're not holding the breath. Let's release back. Good work. All right, back to the front of your mat. Let's inhale up. And let's exhale all the way down. Just to where it suits you. Hands can be on the legs. Inhale, half lift. And release. And this time we're stepping the left leg back and dropping the knee. Good. Bring the arms up, palms facing each other. And hold. Release down, step the right leg back. I'm going to lower all the way to the floor. So if you haven't got the upper body strength and the hips come down first, that's okay. You can come down like this. But trying over time to get the shoulders over the wrist, the elbows in, and lowering down with a bit more strength there. So a little exercise here to help with strengthening through the back and the glutes. I want you to bring the arms out in front and the forehead resting on the floor. I want you to raise the right leg, raise the head and raise the left arm. So you're looking down, you're not looking up. We're not crowding the back of the neck. And hold. And lower. And left leg. and lower. Right leg. And lower. Left leg. And lower. Hands under the shoulders. Make your way back to the beautiful melting heart. Knees wide. Stretch out in front. Now let's come back up to table position. Tuck the toes. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. As we come back to center, take the hands out slightly, ready for your downward dog. If you don't like downward dog, just stay on the knees, just stay in table. If you are in downward dog, push the floor away with the hands. Bring the knees back down, step your left leg forward, right leg, and let's inhale. Nice bend in the legs as you do that, protecting the back. Come back down. Good work. Now just step back. A little bit of Tai Chi breathing here. So not legs quite as wide as warrior, but just a bit wider than hip width. Interlace the fingers, palms facing up. Let's inhale up. When you get up to about the throat, flip the palms over and exhale down. Do that another 2 times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good work. Hands to hips. Take those feet a little wider. So you want them about as wide as one of your legs is where we want them for warrior. And turn that, sort of be your right foot out. Turn that back foot in a little. Bend the leg so it's nice and stacked over the knee. Keep those hips moving in that direction, but turn the chest to me. Fingertips together and bring them out. Arms parallel to the floor. As you take your gaze over, your middle finger for warrior 2. Nice, strong, fierce warriors. And let's flip that palm and come back into reverse. Let's release down. Hands back to hips and step forward. So this time we're going to practice warrior 3, but on the left leg, or opposite side than you did before. Hands in prayer. Let's really feel into the base of that left foot as we shift our weight, as we establish our drishti downwards, and raise that leg anywhere from just off the floor to that T position. It's okay to just have that toe on the floor as you're lifting it now and then and finding that little bit of balance. Well done. All right, so we're going to come back down to the floor now, and we're going to come into our half side plank. That's right, so coming into table position. So I want you to spin your left foot out, extend your right leg, and raise your right arm up. So you've got the hand, knee and foot on the floor, all in alignment. Feel that stretch and opening above the upper hip. If it's comfortable for you, raise the upper leg. It's a bit of core work here. If it doesn't suit you, keep the foot down. Now let's come back to centre. Spin the opposite foot around, make sure you've got the lower hand, knee and foot all in alignment. Raise the arm up, draw the belly in towards the spine, finding your core, and raise that upper leg and hold. Let's lower all the way back down. Well done. Alright, so we're going to come into butterfly sequence. So I just want you to come and sit down and bring the soles of the feet together. Your hands around your ankles here. And we're just going to go for a little rock. And back to centre. I want you to grab around the toes, and I'm just going to rock back and forth like this a bit, and you might just stay rocking like this, or you might be able to find that point of balance and raise the feet off the floor. So they might be just off the floor, you might still be rocking, or you might bring the feet up to about chest level. Either way. Let's release. Back down, good work. Okay, let's take the legs out wide. You don't have to be as wide as your capacity, just, probably about 80% is good. Walk yourself forward, trying to get that tailbone back. Bring the hands behind the body to start. As we inhale, find some length through the spine. And as you exhale, just bring the body slightly forward. There mightn't be any movement at all. It's quite possible. Sometimes it's all to do with the hips, this forward moving, nothing to do with the spine. You can come down like that. That's what we don't want. We want the spine to stay straight. And we don't want to worry about where we are in the pose. So just allowing yourself to gently soften. And some of you will keep the hands behind the back, and some of you will bring them forward. It's just whatever works for you. And I need you to connect to the breath now. This is the breath in. As you lengthen the spine. And this is the breath out. As you soften into the pose. Two more breaths here. Release, and let's come up. Well done. Alright, so just turning onto your side. You may need a block. We're going to come down to the floor in a moment. And you may need a block. So if you haven't got a yoga block, just using maybe a DVD set or a box, or even you could use a pillow if you wanted. Well, let's just for now have the feet hip width apart, hands are over the knees as we inhale, chest forward, and exhale around the back. So this is like cat-cow again. So good for the spine. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up. And this time we're going to exhale all the way down to the floor. So make sure you've got your block in reaching distance. And as we lower all the way down. Good. So we're going to come into shoulder stand. So some of you are okay coming into a half shoulder stand. You can just bring the knees up and just have the body in a really inverted V pose like that. So we don't want to be coming up and putting any pressure on the neck at all. It's just supporting the hands on the sacrum here in this position. We come out by bending the knees and lowering out. So you can come up like that if it suits your body. Otherwise, most of us will do this gentle restorative version. Block on the lower back, roll the shoulder blades under. and raise the legs up. So just holding wherever you are, bringing your awareness to the breath. This is the breath in, this is the breath out. And bring the feet down. Move the block. Release the spine back to the floor. Bring the knees to the chest and rock the back from side to side. And as you come back to center, you might want to come into happy baby. Maybe, maybe not. So grabbing the outside of the feet and drawing the legs down either side of the body. If this is a bit of a stretch for you, just hands on the back of the legs is okay too. Whatever works for you. And release. And I want you to come into Shavasana, so lying flat on the back. If you do have back issues, it's really nice to have something underneath the knees. Even the blocks work, placing the blocks under the knees like that. But just making yourself as comfortable as possible as we move into a relaxation. So finding your comfortable Shavasana. Just closing the eyes and mouth and making sure you're as comfortable as possible. And just for a moment, be aware of how you've chosen to lie without moving the body. Simply observe how it's lying on the floor. Notice whether it's balanced. Notice whether the breath can move freely. Is there balance between left and right? The spinal column in balance, neck and head in balance, the arms beside the body but not touching the body. And as you settle your energy into the support beneath you, bring your awareness to the breath. So we take 3 deep breaths and say to ourselves, this is the breath in. This is the breath out. Change the focus slightly now to be aware of the sound of the breath. Constrict the throat slightly for Ujjayi breathing. Hear the ocean sound in the breath. This is the breath in. This is the breath out. And now change the focus to the movement of the body in rhythm with the breath. This is the belly rising. This is the belly falling. awareness back to your surroundings, back to the physical body lying on the floor, as you bring some movement into the fingers and toes. Stretching yourself out. Rolling onto your right side and slowly making your way up to a sitting position. I'm just going to do one mantra Om to finish our class today. You're welcome to join me or just to listen. Everyone bring their hands into prayer though. Breathe in. And the thumbs to the eyebrow center and repeat after me. Namaste. Thanks everyone. Hope you have a great week and I'll see you next week.